Delve into the aftermath of Florida Democrats' controversial primary decision, the shifting dynamics in Republican strongholds, and the challenges facing progressive candidates in prosecutor races.
Florida Democrats' decision to skip the presidential primary led to lower turnout, affecting down ballot races. Critics argue it deprived voters of choice and hurt party morale. Meanwhile, Trump's dominance in primaries continues, but with notable splits among Republicans. In Ohio, and changes in progressive prosecutor leadership. What do you
There we
think?
go. So, to speak directly to the Democrats, bonehead move to cancel the presidential primary preference election and not having an election where you can, kind of test the pulse of your Democratic base and see their enthusiasm, get them out early in support of the eventual nominee, Joe Biden, President Biden. But more importantly, have those folks register for vote by mail like the Republicans did. And the Democrats dropped the ball, dropped an opportunity to engage the core of the core Democratic base early in March to determine where they're at as far as, the climate of this political season. The Democrats get an L for this for March for this one.
Well, as bad as it is for the Democrats for doing this, look, this was a very stupid move. I think as political innovators,
Yep.
one thing that we like is the fact that the more competitive the race, the more engaged the electorate, we can judge what's going on. And this tells President Biden that you have no measurement on Florida. You don't know whether to play here or not. Okay, but I also want to talk, and criticize the Republicans, and then square on. You had one candidate. You had one. We've become a Republican stronghold as far as registration of Republicans, but we had the lowest turnout, the lowest energy I've ever seen. This should have been the Republicans should have been on the phone with everybody and said, you know what? Whether you like it or not, just come out and vote, cast that ballot. We've endorsed Trump, whatever you wanted to say. But for Nikki to come in a solid second, DeSantis to come in a solid third, and to have such a low turnout, one of the largest polls in Seminole County had 190 voters. I came out at 8:15. I was the second voter. I've never come out that late, but I came out that late and I was the second voter.
Hmm.
And listen, every single person that had an I voted sticker was a Republican on that day.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at the numbers in certain municipalities here in Orange County during the March presidential preference, and I saw, the Republicans, they were showing up. There was no doubt about that. They were showing up. And the statewide result, roughly 850,000 more registered Republicans turned out than Democrats for the presidential preference. And so the Democrats missed an incredible opportunity to, one, help support those Democrats who were also running in elections at the municipal level.
Yeah. Municipal level. A lot of people don't realize that the municipal elections
Hmm.
were simultaneous. Special election in Ocoee, they did
Yes.
pull it out. They did pull it out, but they pulled it out with a flawed candidate um, who had resigned from the position. So he was
Right.
already basically getting, you know, he was an incumbent in essence.
And to speak kind is to speak to that, the Democrats' leadership was stating how they did extremely well in many of these municipal elections, when in fact that
That's 40 votes.
yeah,
That was really exciting. A guy who'd held the job before, and he wins by
exactly.
40 votes.
And there was a Democrat in the seat, right? If I remember correctly,
Yeah,
it's
it was.
as a placeholder until it turns out this guy came back. And that was the case across the state. There was a lot of, you know, presumed Democratic seats that were won by Democrats. So it wasn't this like groundswell
No,
of
but there were Democrat seats.
Democratic.
There were Democrat seats
Yeah.
in municipalities that
Hmm.
were lost outright because of turnout, and that should be held. Look,
You got to build that bench.
Nikki is doing a horrible disservice to the party by getting by allowing this to happen. Now, as a conservative, I'm mad at the Republican Party for going through with the election because what we spent on how much we spent per
Hmm.
vote is ridiculous. But other than that, look, for the Democrats not to play, that was it only benefits the Republicans. Let's just turn this state red. Don't worry about it, and limit the places you can win the presidential election because that's what you're doing to yourself.
Right. The Republicans rejoice in the fact that in the Democrats' Take Back Local campaign, where they focus here in Orange County on those local races, they lost three of those seven races. And if you take Commissioner Oliver's, race out of the mix, they went three for six, 50%. And they had some gimmies. They had some seats that they should have won. And because of the fact that the state party decided not to have this statewide presidential preference, it said, hey, Joe, you're our guy. We don't need to give our voters the opportunity to choose for themselves to see what anyone else had to offer. They lost. They lost. And it's that bench, it's the bench that you want to grow. And blunders like this by the state party is going to keep the Democrats out of power for years and years and years to come.
My final word is Democrats, shame on you. You disappointed your base, and Republicans. Look, we've got to do the right thing, and we got to get better.
Right. My final word is this. Democrats believe that the abortion ballot initiative is going to be a winning formula for them come November. I wouldn't take that to the bank just yet. The stats are making it difficult for Democrats to reach that 60% threshold, not just with Democratic voters, with just voters in general. So it's going to be a lot of hard work ahead for the Democrats and also for the Republicans. They have to get out there and persuade people to vote. And at one point, I thought it'd just be a matter of, just getting people to vote. Just not, it doesn't, it's not an issue of persuasion, but just get out the vote efforts.
Is this a prediction? Is this a prediction episode? Because I predict marijuana, yes. I believe abortion just just loses by a hair.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Marijuana wins, but the abortion ballot initiative does not pass. And there are bigger things to be worried about than just the abortion issue. And if, for those of you who have been following this with me, it's about the privacy issue, the privacy clause in the Supreme Court's ruling that led to the 15-week abortion ban being upheld, and in less than 25 days, the 6-week abortion ban kicking in. So,
Viability, 6 weeks, that's what's gonna be said.
mhm.
So guess what? 57% maximum on that vote.
I'm with you on that. I'll take that bet. I don't think it'll pass. I really don't.
Cool. Like, share, bring your facts, not your feelings. Just remember, uh, it's up to you to be engaged.
Yes, yes. Let's have that conversation. Let's hear your comments. Let us know where we're wrong. Please bring the facts. I'll bring our data.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.